So welcome back. In this video we're gonna have a look at adding uh, user inputs so you can make your game interactive. So let's have a look. We'll make a new branch. I will make it from development, feature, include user input. Create branch. Okay, pull. Get checkout, feature, include user input. So I've already tried out some stuff. Here I think it is. No, it's not here. Is this it? Yes. So I copied this from Stack Overflow somewhere, and let me just show you how it works. I run this, and if I press the up key, which I'm doing now, it prints la 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 the way it's supposed to. And basically, this is this is the way it works. So you have pygame, you initialize, you set a screen, the caption, it makes visible, and you have it run well. It's not done. We have the running tag that's effectively the same thing, and what we do is we check all the keys that are pressed, and we look up key.kup, and I think this comes from pygame.locals. And then if that's the case, we say la 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 la. If I do escape, it stops the game, and at the end it flips the display, which you've already seen in previous videos. So really, this is the part that we need, and this is the part where we need to close the screen, which won't work if you don't have that installed. So let's go to main, and then run game, and here we'll say what do we say? We will say uh, how should we call this function? We'll call this you allow no user get user interaction. I'll call that game mechanics def get user interaction. So let's copy for event and pygame event.get, and where is it? Scratch 7. Pygame.locals, pygame.locals, I think it's called. What was it called? Let's have a look. Yeah, pygame.locals. Dot quit. And we need return return false. No, that doesn't make sense. We'll say game running is true. We'll say game running is false. And then here so we get the keys, and we'll say pygame.locals escape. Can't find locals in ELI. Yeah, well, it should be in there. If escape, then game running is also false. And actually we can say if game running, because of course if you quit you don't have to do all the other stuff, you can skip that. And then we say here if key local pygame dot locals dot k left movement is -1, elif key pygame movement is 1, else movement is 0. Of course, now if you have left and right pressed at the same time, you move to the left. I don't think that's that big of an issue. And here we'll say movement is 0. At the end, we'll say return, game running, and movement. So I'll say game running and movement. I'll say, well, so here we can change this to say, well, game running is true, and we can say here, well, game running. Get user interaction. And player dot update position direction is direction. We will recall this for everything to be consistent. And now if we run this, pygame has no attribute locals. That's interesting. From pygame.locals import. Let's do it this way then. Which I personally am not a fan of importing everything with the star, because it makes it very difficult to see where everything comes from. Right now I just have this example that I copied, for instance, and I'm not sure where I inherit or where I load the quit, K up, K left, all that stuff from. So that's why I'm not a real fan of it. Something to keep in mind here is that you need to be very careful with this. It is maybe not the best way of going about it, because you're doing two things. And actually I think I'll split it up. I'll say def get quit actions and we'll copy this. Yeah, that's return return true, because quit is true. And then we'll do the same here. And we'll say if escape return true, and if neither of those happen, then we can return false. And we'll rename this to get refactor. Yeah, we'll get user interaction. I'll rename this to get user movement. Yeah. And now we can remove all this. We can remove this. We can unindent this. And now it makes much more sense, right? It's much less complicated than it was a couple seconds ago, because we split up the functionality. So we'll say game running get, I'll refactor this, rename check game running, and we'll say false, false. I'll say this is true. So now we check if the game is running, and if we quit or we press the escape button, we say the game is no longer running, and we return true if neither of those happen. So let's say game running is check game running, and direction is get user movement. And now this should work, so let's have a look. Run main. And you see, I'm pressing the right button, I'm pressing the left button, I'm pressing both buttons, and I'm moving to the left as expected. So we've got the basic functionality implemented, and in the next session we'll have a look at implementing the game losing the game. So I hope to see you around next time, and I hope you enjoyed this video.